Let's look at how to encrypt a message using the Caesar Cipher. So I will open my editor. So here's my Caesar ASM. And the first thing I want to do is have a section for my data. And in that data section, I want to have a message. And we'll make it bytes. And we'll make that hello world. And put a new line at the end. And we'll get the length. And that is going to be equal to my current location of my pointer minus the label or the address of the label MSG for message. All right, so that's taken care of. So I got a length and I got the string. Now I'm going to create the section for the text, and I make it global start. So that one is available to the outside so that it can be executed by my operating system. So I'll create that label, and in it I want to print my plain text first. And so I do that by first moving RAX1, which is the sys write. Then I'm going to move into RDI, the number 1, which is my standard out. Then I want to move into RSI, the address of the message. Then I want to move into RDX, the length of the message. Then I do syscall to actually print it out. Next, I want to get ready to initialize, so maybe initialize my counter or my index. And so we got move, and we use RBX, the value is 0, so that's my index. Then I'm going to have a loop where I can do all of my processing for individual characters. Now in Caesar Cipher, what happens is you are switching an A becomes a, let's see, 3 letters later, so B, C, D, a D. So what you're doing is shifting 3 spaces. There I go, 3 characters maybe. All right, so that's what you do. And then if you hit later characters, you have to loop around and go back to the beginning. We'll keep the case the same, so we want to maintain case, but we want to shift it. So let's grab our first character. So this is basically, we're going to be doing an RAX equals MSG, but we're using the index of RBX. That's what we're doing. So in order to do that, we'll do a move ZX, so 0 padded RAX. We'll grab a byte from MSG plus RBX. So that'll get that 1 character, put it into the RAX register. Then we need to figure out, is this RAX register good? And then we need to figure out what we do for uppercase letters. We need lowercase letters. And maybe we got an increment. So we'll call it increment. And then I think you just walk through and yeah. So we'll start with that. All right, so I've got my loop right here. So how do we do it? First, I want to figure out, is this letter? So if RAX is less than a capital A, then we are going to just go to increment because we know this is not a letter. And then the next thing we want to look at is if it is larger than a capital Z or a little lowercase z, then we want to go to our increment as well. And then we know it's between that range. Then we just have to figure out, is it uppercase or is it lowercase? So we can do a check where we say if RAX is, so we did less than capital A. So let's do less than or equal to capital Z. At this point, we know that it is within the range of capital A to lowercase z. So it's less than a capital Z. That means it's a capital letter. So we can do upper. Now this right here is just comments, by the way, in case that's confusing. We're going to write the code after that. So if it's greater than or equal to a lowercase a, then we know that it's, once again, it's lowercase a to lowercase z. So you go to lower. And if it's not any of those, then we just want to jump to our increment because we know it's not one of those letters. All right. So how do we do these tests? Well, the first test we're going to do is look at the first letter. So we do a CMP RAX to a capital A, and if it is less than it, so jump less than, to our increment. The next one, we compare RAX to capital or lowercase z, and if it is that, then we jump greater than to increment. The next one, we could say if it is less than or equal to a capital Z, so to inc Z, then we want to jump less than or equal to upper. And then the last one right here, we want to compare the RAX. We'll compare RAX to a lowercase a, and if it is jump greater than or equal to, we go to lower. All right. I think I typed this in all correctly. So let's go figure out what we do for an uppercase situation. So what do we do for an uppercase? Well, we want to convert the letter into a number. So we will subtract, it's currently RAX, and we will take away a capital A, because uppercase, which puts it in the range of 0 through 25. So it's minus equals A. That's a range of 0 through 25. All right, and then we're going to add 3 because that will be our shift. And we just do RAX plus equals 3, so you know what's going on there. We want to then divide it out and get the modular division. And so in order to do that, we want to move into RDX, the value is 0. So we are basically clearing the remainder register. That's what we're doing. And then we want to move into RCX, the value 26, because there are 26 letters in the alphabet. RCX equals 26. There's 26 letters in the alphabet. There we go. Next, we want to do division. So we just divide RAX by RCX, and automatically RAX is the one that gets divided. And then the remainder is put in RDX. So now we just need RDX, right? So we take RDX, and we're going to add an A to it. And that just does RDX equals A, which gets it back into the uppercase alphabet. And then we want to save that. So we're going to move this letter, MSG plus RBX, that's the location we got it from. And we're going to grab, let's grab the 8-bit portion of RDX, which is DL. And then, so basically we're just doing MSG RBX equals RDX. So that's what we do right here. And then at this point, we are done with this. And so we just jump into our increment and we're good to go. The same thing can happen right here with the capital or lowercase. So I will paste that right here and just swap out the A to other A. And then this is an A to other A. And does the same thing. So this one, it converts it to a lowercase, from lowercase a to the right number, 0 to 25, and then does the whole addition and modulus and stuff like that. At this point, we want to figure out how do we increment our index. So increment the index. And that's just done by INC. RBX is our index. All right. Then we need to figure out are we at the end, and let's see, RDX, we overrode it already because we had to do it for division, so we're going to move it back. RDX length. So we got our length right there, and then we want to compare RBX to RDX. And then we want to, if we're still not all the way up to RBX, or RBX is still not up to all the way up to the length, so it's lower than it, we want to jump back in the loop and keep going. If we are that point, then we can just print out our encrypted message. So print encrypted message. And so we just move into RAX, the value 1. We move into RDI, the value 1. We move into RSI, the address of the message. And we move into RDX, the length of the message. And we do a syscall. At that point, we are done, and we can just exit. So we just move into RAX60 for our exit. We move into RDI, the value is 0 for return value, and we do a syscall to end our program. So this right here should print this message out. So it prints the message out one time right here. After it's done printing it out, it goes through and it encrypts each letter one at a time. And then it finally gets down here where it prints out the final message. So let's go ahead and run this and see if it looks good. So in order to assemble it, we'll do nasm minus format elf64. We're going to take our Caesar minus o Caesar.o file, and then we'll link that Caesar.o file to a Caesar without the .o. Then we'll go ahead and run Caesar. And you can see that it does, in fact, encrypt this. And you can see H is supposed to be shifted 3 characters to later. So H, J, K, I, J, K, which is 3 letters later. And the other ones, you can see these are the same. And this is how it works. So that is how you do the Caesar cipher in assembly language.